Hi friends, today we're going to be working on page 249 and 250 in your math book. So the problems today are going to be very similar to the ones yesterday. We're still just practicing identifying vertex, vertices, sides, angles on different shapes or polygons. So the one thing that you need to know today, it's going to ask you one more question when you're looking at shapes. It's going to ask you to identify the number of right angles. Now, if you have to think back a few weeks to remember this. But when we had the angles, we talked about 3 different kinds. The first one we talked about was a right angle. And remember, if an angle is a right angle, when you draw the lines, you can make a perfect square in the vertex of your angle. You don't need to know these vocabulary words, but we did talk about them. If it's smaller than a right angle, it's acute. We call it acute little angle. So it's an acute angle if it's smaller. And then if it's larger or it gets bigger than my square, we call it an obtuse angle. Remember, you don't really need to remember these 2 vocabulary words for now, but I just wanted to introduce them to you. So in your work today, you're going to need to find the number of right angles. So if you can make a perfect square, it's a right angle. Where's my eraser? There it is. The other thing that you're going to need to do today is you are going to need to find the perimeter of some polygons. If we remember, the perimeter is the distance around a figure. So if we have a square, pretend it's a perfect square, and each side of the square is 4 inches, there are 2 ways that I can solve this problem. The first thing I can do is repeated addition. So I can just add the number as many times as it's up there. And when I add 4 times, I'm going to come up with an answer. Instead of repeated addition, if I wanted to do something that might be a little bit faster, I know that what is the same as repeated addition? Multiplication, that's right. So I could look at my number and how many times I added it. And this one would be 4 times 4. Both of these problems would give me 16. And I hope you are shouting at your computer screen, Ms. Hitchcock, you forgot your unit! Because of course, you don't know what I'm talking about. Am I talking about elephants, motorcycles? No one knows. I must have my unit of inches. If your sides are the same, you can do a multiplication problem. You might not be able to. For example, if instead of a square, I had a triangle, and all of my sides were different lengths, there's no way for me to do repeated addition or multiplication. I would just have to add my numbers and some quick mental math. 1 plus 5 plus 7 would give me 13, and I would remember my unit. So that's your task for today. You're doing page 249 and 250. There are not very many problems on this page. I think you'll do it very quickly. So I look like I have an eraser coming out of my brain. What I want you to do in the packet of things that you picked up from school, there's a ruler in there. I want you to find 5 objects in your house that are in any shape, any polygon that you find around your home. So it might be a book, it could be a remote, it could be a toy, a computer screen, anything you find. And I want you to find the perimeter of the object. So on a blank sheet of paper from your spiral notebook, or if you have regular paper, however you want to do it, you will give me, if this was your paper, we'll do our name and date just like we would normally do, small up in the corner. And then you will label 1, 2, 3, all the way down to 5. And you'll tell me what it is and draw a quick picture. So if you did a phone, you can draw a picture and then give me the dimensions. So maybe it was 2 on that side, 5 on that side, and then the perimeter equals and the answer. This is kind of like when we did our polygons on the floor, except this time you're going on a scavenger hunt in your house to find different items that you want to measure and find the perimeter of. 5 items, have fun, don't measure anything dangerous.